Alright guys, Jack here, JBF Music and Guitar Lessons, and what I've got for you here are 3 killer Zakk Wydle guitar licks. Crazy Horse, Angel of Mercy, and also an improvised shred run. All played at full speed, slowed down and with tabs, which you can get at patreon.com/JBF Music. Yeah, so the aim is that by the end of this, you'll have those licks, or at least the bare bones of them, under your fingers. Okay, so we're really hitting the ground running. The good news being that because this is an improvised lick, you don't really need to play this verbatim, just sort of let it rip, which was one of the obstacles I sort of needed to try and navigate around for getting more familiar with this style. And once you got a feel for the fingering and kind of how your hands are going to move at a slower speed, try picking the string to lock in whatever speed you want to try it at, like this. You know. Then just have a pop at it. So it might be a bit sloppy like that, but try to keep both hands as relaxed as possible. Rick Graham and Kiko Loreo's guitar method for doing this, which I've explained quite thoroughly with a little eye in the corner, is a great way of achieving this kind of fluidity without, you know, death gripping or picking too hard, which I do all the time. You might want to economy pick here, so kind of pushing down through the B string. Totally not a deal breaker if you don't want to do that. I don't think I do, but you know, try it out, see what sticks. But what you probably will want to do, and this goes for the other licks here, is downward pick slant. So all this means is have your forearm rotated enough this way that the pick is kind of pointing up towards you, and you can go down through the strings. So to not derail this video too much, you can get a quick pick slanting 101 with the eye up in the corner there, a video tutorial on that. The one time you might kind of need to upward pick slant is a final bit of legato in bar 2, where you're kind of hitting the B string. You might want to hit that with an up before the pull off. Alright, let's have a quick rundown of this lick. So triplets, but essentially trend picking. We're using this note as a point to kind of pivot back down the scale. Same idea, but going to the 10th fret, coming back down. Kind of position shift where we're going between this 10th and 7th fret. Back up the scale, that kind of pivot trick again, which a lot of much more modern players seem to really like doing as well. But then we're coming down, probably an upward pick slant as we get into this B string, these pull-offs, resolving to this note here. Just to wrap up the lick. If you feel like supporting the channel or fancy a copy of the tabs, head on over to patreon.com/JBF Music. And if you're as crazy as this horse, then you'll no doubt make sure to subscribe and do the enable all notification stuff with the clicking of the bell, you know, the whole thing, to be kept up to date with new content and join the rest of the Lick Squad elite. Because I mean, obviously, that's what a crazy horse does. Okay, so this is all about getting a strong sounding pull off with as little tension and effort as possible. Check out how to do that along with 5 great tips to make legato easier with a wee eye up yonder. Once you get it locked in, it's not actually too tough. Just make sure to get comfortable with it at moderate speed before cranking the BPM up to 100%. Try to smash through this one like the last lick was admittedly a pitfall for me. So I'm probably just alternate picking. Right, the main thing here is the pattern. We've got one of each. Then they always come in groups of 2 on the E string, and 1 pull off on the B string. So after this initial, You've got the 10th fret twice, D string once, 11th fret to 8th fret pull off twice, B once, that whole thing again, which hopefully you should be able to see from the overlay on the tab I'll put up there. And after that second 11th fret, we just go with one pull off on the E string. In an ideal world, you'd nail this last pull off, but with this position shift, you might end up missing it or kind of slopping it a little bit, but by no means is that the end of the world. Then we've got a displaced rhythm using 3 groups of 3 notes. Then 2 groups of 3 notes. Doing that. And if you dig this cool sort of syncopated sound Zakk has going on here, give the eye up there a click for a breakdown on rhythmic displacement. Final note, have your wah on and keep it kind of on the lower frequencies for bars 4 and 5, and then start to push it more down for 5 and 6. You will kind of find that using a wah does impact how you play these licks. It can make them more difficult or indeed more easy depending on the frequency of the wah, so it's definitely something to experiment with. And if you want to show mercy, unlike the callous, perplexing whims of the YouTube overlords, then please consider dropping a like and a comment to show your support from the channel in our never-ending uphill struggle against the recommendation system. Okay, so this starts off easy enough, but that speedrun had me floored for quite a while, so let's get into how to tackle this bad boy. I think he uses a bit of light wah for the more melodic part and then kind of lays off or just leaves it kind of cocked at an angle he likes for the shred part. I'm raking into the first note here, which I think he does, but I might have just added that in by myself, so always listen to the original and see what other nuances you pick up on or stupid stuff I've added in by mistake and get rid of it. I'm doing that. Try and do a better one. There we go. Hammer on, and then pick this note. A tone bend on this 10th fret here, and adding in that wide Zakk Wydle vibrato, or a detailed breakdown on how to keep this bend and the vibrato sounding good and not kind of like this. As it often does when we're not paying attention, you can check out the eye up there. We more or less repeat this phrase, but to my ears, the first time he's phrasing it ever so slightly differently. So I think he's going... I'm going straight into the bend, right? So you have... Then the second time, I think he hangs on the note for just a fraction of a second, a fraction of a beat before bending it up, so it's more of a... So if I slow them down back to back, hopefully you'll hear the difference. So it sounds to me like... And it's just these subtle nuances in players playing in their solos that just make them stand out that little bit more. A really similar thing next, the same hammer on, pick that note, bend. And we're going to tap a note while sustaining the bend. So we're just going to tap that 11th fret. Release it, and then release the bend back to pitch. Now I'm playing with 10s here, and there's a fair bit of tension on these strings. That's just kind of the way I set my guitar, so they fight back a little bit. So what I need to do is put a fair bit of effort into those notes to bend them. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So one thing is obviously reinforcing the bend with my other fingers. But the problem is then remembering to release this tension, this kind of extra force you need for the bend when you're going back to playing it. What's been a game changer for me is making a mental note after these bends and focusing on keeping my fingers loose and relaxed. Kept slopping this and kind of... because I was retaining too much tension from the bends. So hopefully that will help some of you guys who, like myself, prefer the strings to kind of fight back just a little bit. Okay, then we want to downward pick slant here and probably start in a downstroke as well to keep it like Zakk Wydle's picking style. Or, you know, you could start in an upward pick slant if you find that more natural. It's a fairly nice shape. and that we don't have to shift positions. Now, if this ludicrous speed is a bit beyond you, here are 3 workarounds. 1, use hammer-ons, picking each string once or twice. Let your left hand do the heavy lifting. Ideally, maybe adding in some light palm muting to make it sound a bit more authentic. 2, use the Paul Gilbert triplet technique. If I've got any cards left, I'll link to it up there, but essentially you want to pick the first 3, let's say down, up, down, and then do an up, hammer, hammer. On to the next string, same thing, pick once, hammer. Pick 3 times, 1 more, hammer, and same thing. So you're basically picking, then hammering, picking, then hammering, picking, then hammering, just going across the strings. Or, you know, you could start with the hammer, then pick. Doesn't really matter which way around you start. Failing that, if you want to work on it, and this is the sort of one I'd really need to keep in my repertoire if I wanted to play it up to speed, you know, regularly. I think it's up at like 180 or 160, some stupid speed like that. So play it however fast you can get it. Don't have to concentrate too hard. Just make sure to relax everything. Probably slopping it a bit. Yeah, it's the sort of thing you'll just sit for ages, you know, go round and go round it. If you want to put a metronome, go for that, but I just hate listening to them. I want to add a bit of light palm muting in as well, just to help kind of tidy it up. Click there for Andy James, now 5-Finger Death Punch does those sorts of runs, or check out the playlist there for more signature guitar licks. Yeah, hit subscribe to keep up to date with the channel, leave me any suggestions, check out the tabs on Patreon, and enable all notifications by ringing that little bell on the side, if you feel so inclined. Cheers, guys.